Now, at this point, I don't know if you guys have been enjoying me talking about Marathon, but I've been enjoying talking about Marathon, so I'm going to continue to talk about Marathon. So we've got a video by Mintblitz here, and he basically made a video saying, so Bungie actually listened. Massive marathon news. Massive marathon news. Now, what is the said news? So after the reveal for Marathon, there's a lot of feedback. A lot of people worried about what this game was. A lot of people worried about this being an extraction shooter. And Marathon has actually answered, or sorry, Bungie has actually answered a lot of this. And I haven't seen many people actually cover it. So here's Mintblitz doing so, and let's talk about what they're actually changing and whether or not it's a good thing, and how I'm feeling about this game moving forward. I guess that's going to be kind of my biggest thing, but let's hear what he has to say.
Good news for you all today. As you can see by the title, Bungie has listened. I haven't said anything about this. It's going to be the first time, but I feel like it's a good time to talk about it. Today, we are also going to go through all of the latest Marathon information, the open alpha, the rarity of items, how the game is.
So I think the open alpha, it either starts the 23rd or the 24th. I have not got an invite to it yet. I'm actively trying, but I'm sure I will, but we'll see.
Going to function and how the game is going to be updated. They even touched on the anti-cheat. With that said, we've got a lot to talk about today, so let's get into the video. So before we get into the smaller details, let's start with the big news. I'll give you the context first and then what you don't know. Bungie announces they are lifting the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement, so anyone who gets access to the alpha can stream, record, and publish gameplay. The official post reads,
so I actually did not know that that was not going to be the case, but I think incredibly dumb to even bring that up in the first place. We've talked about this with Battlefield. If they do a semi-open alpha or closed alpha and people are like just gonna like hop in and play it, people are gonna stream it, people are gonna upload videos of it. So what do we do and put in an NDA on that?
as developers, we believe community feedback and dialogue is essential to make the best version of Marathon. Up until now, this feedback has come from closed playtest sessions. In a spirit of building towards that future, we've decided to remove the NDA from our closed alpha test. Everyone can share their thoughts, feedback, and footage. This also includes streaming starting on April 23rd. Now, personally, I was really excited when I read this, as it's going to allow me to go into insane levels of
So hopefully I get access on the 23rd and we can stream it that day.
Detail
sure I
for
will.
you guys. It's going to allow me to truly break down the game to its very bones. I'll go through all of the weaponry, the spawn system, the PvE versus the PvP. How do the classes feel? How does the game look in-game? Everything you would possibly want to know. I'm going to cover all of it. What nobody in the world knows, and this is the first time I'm sharing it, the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement, was lifted because of me. That's right. I personally reached out to Bungie after the reveal with all of the concerns all of you guys had with the game. I was brutal with my feedback, but respectful. It's what I've done for years with Halo to help give players a voice. What I pitched to Bungie was that if players were able to share alpha gameplay, it would allow for better feedback, both good and bad. In the message I sent to Bungie, I said that opening up the alpha will allow players to get a better idea of the game. It'll give you guys as developers an idea of what needs to be changed, and it also continues that dialogue you guys say you're talking about, giving critical pieces of information the public needs to know everything about this game. It will allow you guys, the people watching this video, to make an educated assessment of the game and not have to wait months for...
To be quite honest about this might actually kill the game. Like just being brutally honest. I've seen it before with Call of Duty where they've put out betas and they've added so much of the game into the beta and people just didn't like it. And then the game was dead on arrival when it came out. The one that comes to mind is, I think, Vanguard. Was that the one where we had two? We had like the 2v2 beta and then like the full beta. And then by the time the game came out, people pretty much played the whole thing. It was one of the Call of Duty games. And basically no one liked the beta, so the game was just dead. It happens.
Or the open beta. I am going to go through absolutely everything, and then you can make your own informed decision on whether this game is for you. I am going to quickly add, as I think this is important, Bungie spoke about having an open dialogue, and the fact that I could make this suggestion, they got back to me, and they said they were going to run it up the food chain, as they felt like this was a really good idea. Actually, that is the very definition of listening to your player base, so I have to give them props for doing that. Now, in saying that, official leakers
also Bungie, could I have a code, please?
saying that leadership was nervous after the reveal, but tried to reassure teams that things would be fine. Bungie leadership does have reason for concern. I've gone through it numerous times, but there are legitimate concerns about this game. Customization, PvE, a stronger narrative story, and how the extraction game mode itself will actually play. It's why I argued that if I can give feedback and actually record and share said gameplay, I can give you guys, the viewers, a better look at the title. Also going to be very important because even though content creators got to go to Bungie and test the game, which I wasn't at by the way, was limited in terms of how long they actually got to play Marathon.
Yeah, I don't know how
now,
long they
after I
actually got to
submitted
play.
the idea for the alpha gameplay to be shareable, so people could get a better idea of the game, the leadership at Bungie decided that allowing everyone to see the alpha, both good and bad, would, quote, help shift the narrative. All I'm going to say at this point, as it doesn't matter.
Help shift the narrative. People are not happy with what they see, so maybe if they see more, they'll be happier.
Until I actually play the game, is it's nice to see they have faith in their product or this wouldn't happen. So with that out of the way, let's get down to all of the details you need to know about the upcoming alpha and the new information about Marathon. First of all, we know the alpha goes live April 23rd. Invites are slowly going out in waves, and if you haven't checked your email, check it. You may have an invite. The closed alpha is literally a technical test ahead of launch. If they allowed everyone to join in at this point, there would be major networking issues. This test is actually very similar to Halo Infinite, where the first few flight tests were technical tests. So 3-4.
I don't have an invite.
3 industries could test the new systems in place in a controlled environment. Continuing on that vein, that's why the test is North America focused only, as that's the only data center that is currently up and running. They're working on the other data centers as we speak. In August, there's plans of an open beta, and then a full release September 23rd. The additions of the game should also be announced when the open beta takes place. It's also important to note the game will still remain priced at around $40. The game will not be going free to play. Apparently, from what I've heard, the game going free to play isn't even a possibility, like a flat out zero chance it will ever happen. Now with the alpha going live, Bungie made a list of everything that isn't in the
Zero chance of it going free to play. Yeah.
game currently, but in saying that, that tells us what's going to be in the finished product. So first up on the list is final visuals and graphics, which means another arting pass. How the game looks is all but guaranteed. Secondly is full and polished UI, the user interface, the menu system, and on screen is the main menu of the alpha so you can all see. Third is all of the content, so runners, zones, maps, weapons, items, you get the idea. It's an alpha. Long-term progression and systems. It's nice to see at launch a game will have a progression system. Looking at you, Halo. And finally, ranked play and a complete narrative and storytelling system. We will see how strong the narrative is closer to launch. Now, speaking of campaign narrative information, boss fights have also been revealed, as well as information on every map. So in Marathon, boss fights will have you fighting through different rooms. In each room, a certain enemy drops a key to open the next area. Eventually, there's a big boss fight. Defeating said boss drops an artifact. It's important to note that you could fight through all of that, get the artifact, kill the boss, and then as soon as you're trying to extract, a player is waiting for you to assassinate you and take everything for themselves. So just keep that in mind. In terms of maps, each map will actually have different amounts of players on them. This caught me off guard, but I'll put it on screen now. So Perimeter supports 5 teams of 3. Dire Marsh, the map you've all seen from gameplay, is 6 teams of 3.
I haven't seen this before.
Third is Outpost, which is a harder map, and that only has 3 to 4 teams of 3. So it actually has less teams overall. And finally, the 4th map, which is coming during Season 1, is the
that's the supposed to be on the ship.
UESC Marathon, like the actual ship.
Which, by the way, I think that's a very stupid thing to put in Season 1. That should be there on launch day.
Has a 20% survival rate, and it hasn't been revealed how many teams will be on the map at once.
20% survival rate,
at this point, that 4th map that is coming out during Season 1, it's still being worked on, so it's a work in progress. Now, speaking of Season
3 maps at launch, though? I don't know.
1, the first season is going to be called A New Gold Rush, and it led on to Bungie talking about customization. Bungie confirmed that players will be able to customize the look of their runners and weapons with skins. I'm just going to say on behalf of every single one of you watching this video, we want full character customization like your past games. This is especially the case because you guys, Bungie, just unveiled plans for there to be extra runners, weapons, consumables, pretty much more of everything. I feel the more customizations people have,
there won't be extreme customization because they want you to customize via monetization. So no, that's not going to happen. Almost guaranteed. There's no way they can do that and still sell microtransactions. I think the way, I might actually do a video about this on Ink Slasher today. I think the way that they have gone with microtransactions has been dumb, so dumb, so dumb. And it could have been done way better. And I think Counter-Strike is a great example of it, but at the same time, a horrible example of it, because you look at Call of Duty and they want everything to carry over game in and game out, but it doesn't make any sense for things to carry over game in and game out. Right? Like, for example, if you unlock a blueprint for the nail gun in Black Ops 6, what are the odds of a nail gun being in Black Ops 7 or Modern Warfare 4? 0. But do you know what are in all of the Call of Duty games? Camos. So why don't we just buy camos that can be used on all weapons? They can be done so using mainly AI. So it's cheaper for you as developers. I'm looking out for you. You make the camo, the developer makes the camo, and then use some sort of AI model to put it on the weapons. It's doable. Other companies do it. And then you can carry that camo over to everything. And then when you unlock like Dark Matter, for example, that then carries over to every Call of Duty game moving forward as well. This doesn't bloat the amount of weapons in the game or anything like this. The other problem is selling character skins. So the problem with character skins is that when you get a game like Black Ops 6, it takes place in 1991, and then we're going to have Black Ops 7 in 2035, and then you keep the same operators in both games and they don't age, there goes your narrative. So if you really want to look at it, having items that you can equip to your operators and being able to get operators in the game. So say, for example, Black Ops 7 comes out and David Mason's in it. If I can unlock that operator via a challenge, but via microtransaction buy items like tattoos or things to customize the characters that I want to play as, you can develop less operators, more meaningful operators, and have the same sort of customization that you can carry forward with these items moving forward. But Call of Duty has scrapped that. This is going to be the video that I make later today. I've decided that because I think this is a good point. Yeah. Anyway, back to the video. Super big tangent.
the better. Next on the list today we have anti-cheat, and Marathon is going to have the same anti-cheat as Destiny 2. Yes, that raises a lot of concerns because Destiny 2 anti-cheat is horrible. The amount of cheaters on Destiny 2 is ridiculous.
Okay, in other words, that's not going to be good.
The only positive I can point out, and it's a big one, is dedicated servers. Dedicated servers will really improve the overall efficiency of BattleEye, the anti-cheat Marathon is going to use, and it's going to make it harder for hackers to ruin lobbies. How effective will the anti-cheat be? We'll see when the game comes out. Finally today, we have the Prestige system. The Prestige system is kind of like Borderlands, and ironically, Marathon launches the same day as Borderlands. Loot will have a Rarity system that ranges from Standard to Prestige. As items progressively become rarer, they will have unique perks and abilities. Honestly, just like Borderlands. The Prestige-specific cores have actually been shared by Bungie, and these cores will enhance the abilities of players. For example, I'll be using the character Void. Void is all about stealth and knives. You can go invisible with Void. If you become invisible and attack a player with the Prestige core on your character, it will greatly increase the damage of your knife. I'd imagine it would almost be a one-hit kill assassination. That means if you load in with really elite gear, your knives, you can go Borderlands. The Prestige.
I don't understand this.
The Prestige system is kind of like Borderlands, and ironically, Marathon launches the same day as Borderlands.
I don't understand this.
Will have a Rarity system that ranges from Standard to Prestige. As items progressively become rarer, they will have unique perks and abilities. Honestly, just like
That's why this confused me, because I was thinking Prestige system like Call of Duty. This is Prestige system like Weapon Rarity. Got you. Okay.
Borderlands. The Prestige-specific cores have actually been shared by Bungie, and these cores will enhance the abilities of players. For example, I'll be using the character Void. Void is all about stealth and knives. You can go invisible with Void. If you become invisible and attack a player with the Prestige core on your character, it will greatly increase the damage of your knife. I'd imagine it would almost be a one-hit kill assassination. That means if you you load in with really elite gear, you're going to have a massive advantage over anyone who doesn't have the same. And there you have it. That is everything new about Marathon you need to know. The alpha codes are being sent out right now, so keep checking your inboxes if you did sign up. If you would like to see some brand new raw gameplay, I'm going to link Drewski's video in the description. Honestly, he's done a better job than Bungie at marketing their game so far. And he was kind enough to let me grab some B-roll footage, the footage you've been watching in-game on Marathon today, so go check him out. I was both surprised and excited that Bungie listened to me and agreed to lift the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement, for
all right, so we're going to be getting a bunch of gameplay this week then, and hopefully I'll do my darndest to be able to stream this thing on Wednesday and get some gameplay out to you guys, because I actually do really want to play this game. I really love Destiny, and I think I will actually like this game, even though I'm questioning it. So yeah, we should probably have something on here on Wednesday. And I'm very curious to see how the narrative of this game either changes or gets worse moving forward this week. It's going to do one of them. It's either going to get better, player sentiment's going to get better, or everyone's just going to hate it even more. I don't know. But either way, it's going to be interesting. So at this point, after all of this, I'm guessing based off of them just lifting the NDA, no one's player sentiment is going to change at this point. But moving forward, maybe. We'll find out this week.